here today, as well as much more regarding what you've done for my life personally. My guest today is Jennifer Carleton, a lifelong educator who has dedicated her life to helping those who need help the most. My guest today is esteemed in any regard and has had an everlasting impact on Arizona education through her contributions, including a significant impact on my own education and my inspiration to become an educator. Ms. Carleton is a true state treasure and has undoubtedly shifted the course of human events toward a more positive future.
Thank you.
Now shifting into the interview. If you'd like, can you please tell me a little bit about your background and your life more generally, if you don't mind?
Let's see, this is my 22nd year teaching. I got my bachelor's degree in elementary education and special education back in 1998.
Okay.
And up at NAU. And then got a job down here in Peoria District and started teaching special education in the Peoria District. Didn't enjoy the first year that I taught. Thought, I don't know if I did the right thing originally. And then I moved into 4th grade and loved it. And then ended up moving schools. And so I went from Frontier to Oasis and stayed there for about 6 years.
Okay.
And taught 5th grade.
Very nice.
Loved that. And then went to another school for a couple of years, taught 6th grade.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And then I decided my husband wanted me to come out here where we lived. So I said, well, I'll see. And my husband says, teach high school. I'm like, I don't know about high school. They scare me a little. And so, but no, I said, okay, I'll go back into special education and we'll give it a try again. And so we came out here. I came out here in 2008-9 school year, I think was my first year.
Okay, well, I'm glad you did. I mean,
Yeah, and then I've been here 12 years now, so.
You made a significant, I'm sure I'm not the only one. So where are you originally from, if you don't mind me asking? I'm kind of curious.
Well, I was born in Michigan.
Michigan, okay.
But we moved to Tucson when I was 7.
Okay, so you
And
kind
so I pretty much did most of my educational time.
Okay,
Yeah, in Tucson.
very nice.
Yep.
Okay, so among the many hats that you wear and achievements that you've had, what would you label as being some of the more successful achievements as an educator? So like degrees or just simple things that you've, positions that you've had?
So I have my elementary degree, I have my special education degree, and I also have my master's degree in educational leadership.
Wow.
When I got my master's degree, it wasn't the admin degree like it is now. So technically I would still need to go back and take a couple more classes and take a test, and then I would have my admin certification.
So you're technically qualified almost
Almost,
to teach
yeah.
as
to do an
principal, right?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
as almost a principalship, wow.
Yes, but I don't know. I don't know if I would or not. I think one of my favorite jobs has definitely been when I moved into transition stuff. So I was doing the resource stuff here and helping the kids here, and then I moved into transition where I could help all of our special education kids.
Okay.
And I could take them to EMCC or MMI or West Meg, different field trips, and show them the opportunities that were out there for them and try to get, see what their interest levels were. I could do surveys with them and try to get them ready for after high school.
That's so amazing.
So yeah, I got to do that for a while, which was nice.
It's super important. I mean, kids with no direction, it's detrimental
It's hard.
significantly. So what drove you to be an educator specifically?
I always liked helping people, and I don't know. I know that when I was in high school, I always said I wanted to be a teacher or a marine biologist. And marine biology, basically, because I love dolphins.
Okay.
And I didn't realize until I took marine biology that there was a lot more in marine biology than just dolphins.
A little bit
I
more.
couldn't just go to SeaWorld and work as a trainer kind of thing.
No.
I needed to learn corals and plate tectonics and
wow.
ocean shifts, and I was like,
Of course.
not so much. So
A little broader than you.
a little more than what I was into, yeah.
Wow.
So then I was like, well, teaching it is.
So you actually were a marine biologist major?
No,
okay.
I looked at it in high school, and then
Okay.
we had to take a class.
To
We
keep
had that
it
as a
nice.
class in high school at that
nice.
time, yeah.
Very nice.
So that's when I thought, nope.
No marine biology for me. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break real quick. And like I said, I really do appreciate you being here today and taking your time, because I know that your job is very important and it keeps you very busy as well. So despite, of course, this job, as a special educator particularly, has a lot of difficulties. What makes you want to be a special educator specifically?
Because I feel like all of our kids can learn. There's a way to get through to every kid. We might not all individually find it. I have some kids that I've had now for 4 years, and I still feel like I haven't found the exact thing that gets to them. Sometimes it works, sometimes something else doesn't work.
Yes.
But I just feel like every one of our kids has a path or a mission in life somewhere, and we just have to figure out what that is and get them towards it.
I love that, and I would say that even when I was here, that I would have identified you as a master teacher even then. Yeah, it's just the truth. So despite the many difficulties and obstacles in your field, what keeps you coming back year after year after year? I mean, like you've committed yourself to DISAR in this particular position for quite some time, and it's not an easy position by any means. Even just
Correct.
general ed is
Right.
not easy. So in your particular position, why keep coming back?
The kids.
Kids.
I mean, most of it's the kids. Yep, it's every year we get a new group of kids. You have like today I met some new 8th graders we're gonna have next year. And we have them with this group of kids, we have them all 4 years for sure because they're within our environment all the time. But just getting to know new kids and, you know, the things that we can teach them and the experiences we can have with them and all of those is really what keeps it coming back, so.
That's amazing. I love that, and I would agree. That's for me. That's a significant reason. I mean, I couldn't imagine my job without some of the students. I mean, like just I tell the students they make my day. You know, you come in, and even if you're feeling whatever, there's certain students that'll do certain things, and it's just like ding, and you're like, oh my gosh,
Yep.
makes you laugh a little bit, but
Exactly.
even if it's a little sometimes off the wall. So. What are some programs or elements within the education field that you think are going pretty well? Seems like maybe some particular infrastructure that's been laid, some programs that you think are working pretty well.
Well, I know on our specific campus we have we use something called Pride
Right.
that we've added to our whole campus environment.
Okay.
And that is basically being prepared to learn, being at the right place at the right time. So each letter stands for a different thing.
Okay.
And just teaching the kids those things, I feel it helps the whole campus kind of be a little more responsible with their choices, their words, their actions, things like that.
Definitely. Do you have a good understanding of retention rates and stuff like that, or is that discussable?
No, we only talk about those a little bit when we talk about our labels and things like that the state looks at for us.
Do you know if they've increased since like 2012 there? Yeah?
I think so.
They have. Okay.
Yes,
I
I
think
know
it sounds like-
I know one of the things that they were talking about was we have a little bit of a struggle because a lot of times our kids will leave us and go elsewhere.
Oh, yes.
But they aren't tracked. Like there's no way because they've gone here, they've ended up here, here, and here. And the ones that we can track all end up graduating and
Correct.
you know, doing that, but the ones that we have a hard time tracking is what's the difficulty, I think.
Yeah, I actually went from here to Primavera,
Mhm.
and then Primavera was my exit.
Who you technically exited from,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
So,
there's no-
you would be one we could track, because at least we have a record, you know.
Sure.
It's the ones that technically they go back to the
Wow.
reservation, or they go, you know, other places where we don't end up, if we get a request for records from them, then we're able to track them usually.
Okay.
The ones that don't,
Just
then we
leave
can't,
off.
or the ones that just drop out and fall off the face of the earth kind
Oh,
of
man,
thing.
that's horrible.
Yeah.
What are some, I'm sorry, what are some things within the education field that you believe could be improved upon? It's kind of a, broad question.
It is, yeah. Because I think there's a lot of things in education that we as teachers don't have control of.
course.
That put you in the political side of things, and I think
Definitely.
the political side of things is what needs to be fixed or changed
Of course,
in order for things to trickle down.
yes.
Unfortunately, a lot of times the politics at the top are the ones telling us what to do, but they've never sat in a classroom
Yes.
and never been with those students to see what we're really doing.
It's kind of a disconnect between the top and the bottom.
Correct,
Yeah.
yes.
I understand that completely. I would agree entirely. Anything else that you think could be improved on within the pedagogy being exhibited throughout DISART exactly, or just suggestions?
No, I think we kind of go, school itself is pretty good about really looking at our kids as a whole and what, not only as a whole, but as individuals, and what does this group of kids need, but maybe next year, 2 years from now, maybe we need something totally different.
Again, I apologize. I'm gonna stop this one.
Make sure your other ones, yeah.
Yeah. Since I cut to a break. All right. Now that we have all of my technology
Back on
operating
track.
fully. Oh, man. Got some bumps. It's okay. So what are some elements of your own oral history and education in your broader life that you would like to be preserved?
That's a tough one. I think just teaching students with who you are. I mean, being who you are and teaching those values and some of the things that I think sometimes they lack at home.
Yes.
You know, that they're not getting from parents or grandparents or whoever might be raising them. Being able to give them those and being able to help them realize that it doesn't have to be a blood relative that cares about them, that there's other people and friends and teachers and whoever out there that, you know, can be there and teach them things too, and that they can continue doing those patterns for others.
Correct.
And moving forward.
I love that because years after I had dropped out and moved on, got my GED and stuff, like I kept thinking about you and Sergeant Rose and how, like, no matter what I did,
Hard, I
no matter what I gave, but no, you guys never gave up.
No.
You know, you guys never gave up on me. You never allowed me to slip through the cracks. And I mean, you guys were two people that were significantly impactful in my life, and I didn't even realize it until 4, 6,
Right.
8 years later.
Yeah.
You know, and those are the names I remember. You know, and of course, my condolences again to Sergeant Major. It's pretty sad. But I'm gonna go ahead and move on. This one's kind of a very, very simple one, and I think maybe you'll be able to elaborate with some anecdotes. Do you feel impactful?
Some days.
Someday. Better than most, right?
Some days, I mean, like, you know, when you reached out and I was like, oh, I do make a difference.
Yeah.
I have another student who I had within the first 4 years here who gave me grief up and down, and, you know, just another difficult child who didn't want to listen to me, and I kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and I told her, one day you're going to thank me, and sure enough comes this invitation to a graduation at EMCC for medical assistant, and I was like, see, I do it! Like,
There it is. There it
so,
is.
you know, sometimes they're few and far between, but
Man,
I know they're there, and I know there's, you know, kids probably out there going, thank you, and, you know, others that may not have had such a, you know, everyone's different. Everyone, you know, has a liking of
course.
certain styles and certain things like that.
I'll tell you guys have left an impact on me,
Yeah.
and it's been to the point where I've been able to correct my life, and otherwise I'd probably still be living down on 43rd and McDowell, not exactly a beautiful location.
Right.
Do you have any other anecdotes like that, like the girl that reached out to you? Because I feel that you're massively impactful.
Yeah.
I mean, massive.
Thank you.
Massive.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm sure there's lots of little things that sometimes you probably don't think about on a daily basis. I mean, I keep all my, you know, I've got different kids. That's
Okay.
the one I was talking about from,
Okay,
you know,
yes.
she reached out or whatever, but
That's amazing.
I've seen like Talisa, I've seen her.
Oh, you Lisa.
Yep, I've seen her with her kids, and like she comes and gets her daughter a lot of times, and we're swimming at the Y pool, and she'll come and pick her up, and it's not this little baby anymore. She's a second, third grader now, and
Wow.
you know, so just being able to,
That's
you know,
amazing.
look at all the years of, you know, where are they now, kind of thing.
You've
So.
done a massively great job, so I want to say that out loud. So like I said, I think you're impactful, and I just wanted to ask, because I wanted to see if you thought you were, you know, and I think you are significantly impactful, to say the least. I think what you've done for my life, and like I said, probably at this rate, probably hundreds of others is
Awesome.
meaningful. And like I said, and like I said in the very beginning, it's more than meaningful. You've undoubtedly shifted the course of human events, and that's significant as a historian, I think. So what is the most important in working with students and building meaningful relationships, do you think?
Getting to know them.
Knowing them?
It's huge. If you never take the time to get to know the kids and who they truly are, or some of their feelings, or some things they really like, then you're never going to build that relationship with them. And I know some kids are harder. There's that wall or that shell that they put up, and it might take a couple of years to get through it, or you know, whatever. But you know, trying to let them know that you care about them, but as well as, you know, being there for them, and that you're not going to give up, and that you're going to stay on them, and you're still going to be hard on them, but you're hard on them because you care.
Yes, of course.
You know, that over time, we always just hope, or I hope, that they figure it out one day, you know, and
And you
they
guys-
realize.
I apologize for interrupting. But you guys have, I don't think you guys have ever been like hard in a bad way. It's like a kind of like let's keep it rolling, because like, you know, even looking back on my own, I don't ever imagine you guys as being like you know, it's
Right.
more like a kind of an embrace. Like, come on, man,
Yeah,
let's get
keep
some-
it going, don't give up,
So
those kind of pieces.
that's amazing. Would you be willing to share some of the more confrontational encounters you had over the years?
Sure. Trying to think of some.
Can't imagine.
I've had students call me all sorts of names.
Of course.
I've been cussed at, and told that, you know, that I didn't care about them. But that's, you know, that's a teenager, that's especially an angry teenager.
Of course.
Whether it's a girl or a guy, you know, a lot of times we have to remember too that we don't see what goes on when they're not here.
Of course.
You know, we don't know how well they're sleeping at
No,
night. We
no.
don't know, are they eating? Are they, you know, so I have kids in my class all the time, I'd be like, you know, have a marker or in my drawer, have at it, like, you know, because I don't know when the last time was they may have had breakfast here this morning, they may not have.
It's an amazing point.
You know, they may have slept in a bed last night, they may not have, you know,
Just to chime in on that, I have one student right now who says he gets about an hour of sleep, can't sleep at all. You know, and then we have to kind of be like, come on, bud, you know, get this stuff done. And then we have another kid, very, very similar situation. It's just, you know, they're coming to school like very, very hungry. We serve breakfast at our school.
yeah,
So whenever I open up the bag for breakfast, it's literally like watching a group of dogs fight over a bowl of food.
Mhm.
And it makes you wonder kind of what's happening outside of
Right.
the home, or outside of the school. You know?
exactly.
Because that's pretty significant. And there's some more significant ones that I don't want to dive too much into because of FERPA and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But no physical aggression towards you at all?
I've had a couple. I've had one who, up and down, you know, definitely medicated, back when I was in the resource setting. 1 minute, you know, he wanted my help, the next minute he didn't want my help. And of course, I was every name in the book. But again, I think a lot of it stems from what was going on at home, or how he was being treated by people at home, things like that. And then it did lead to something more, to the point where we we were gonna be, he had threatened my life. And another
Jessica
counselor's wife.
Cervantes, please come to the front office. Jessica Cervantes, please come to the front
event that was
office.
occurring, I was surprised that my son was supposed to be at as a part of an outside organization that he works with, and I was like, you're not going, because this person is running that, and this person has threatened my life, and I will not change that. I mean, because you just never know how serious
No,
they are,
100%.
and knowing what this what
100%.
this person had been through with their own parents, and, you know, watched, this particular person watched his father being killed by the
Oh.
cops because he wasn't doing what was asked of him, and different, you know, things that I
Yes.
know he'd been through, so I
Yeah.
didn't know how stable emotionally he was.
Man, that's intense though. I mean, having your life threatened is
Yeah.
it's a scary
It
ordeal.
was a little scary at that time.
Even from a kid, I mean,
Right.
or you know,
Yeah.
it's quite terrifying. So what is it? What was it like? This is kind of more personal towards me. What was it like having my cohort? And do you have any specific memories that stand out when working with my cohort? And I don't want to. I don't have to use
Yeah.
names at all, but just any particular
I
memories?
feel like you guys had a rougher bunch. That was a rough few years. There was quite a few that needed, you know, the support. And,
Interventions.
yes, but weren't all, most of them weren't willing to accept it. There was a couple in your bunch that couldn't read hardly at
Wow.
all.
So very, very.
You know, so trying to figure out how to get them improved, knowing that reading may never be something they're going to get, so how do we get prepared?
For life after that.
Yeah,
Wow.
yep. But then we also had the you know, the good times. I remember academic strategies classes and things like that where, you know, we might all be good on grades at the moment, so now we're goofing off, or we're, you know, just talking about things.
Of
And
course.
sometimes that's what the kids need, is just 10 minutes to talk and breathe and, you know, be goofy.
I like
So,
that.
yeah.
No, it's awesome. It really is awesome.
Yeah.
Any other memories from my cohort? I'm not trying to drill you too hard on it. I'm just wondering if there's anything in the,
No, not.
not particularly
No.
us. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
It's good. I think it's a positive thing probably.
yeah.
What was it like? Okay, I apologize. I'm trying to move through these. I forgot my pen today.
You want a pen?
No, it's fine. It's fine. What can we as educators do to re-engage students that are high risk and likely to drop out?
I still feel like knowing that you're there.
Maria
And them
Mendoza,
building
please
that
come to the front
relationship with
office.
you.
Maria
To-
Mendoza Morales,
I
please
I
come
really
to the
think
front
it's a
office.
huge piece of, you know, if they feel, it doesn't have to be me specifically, it can be another teacher on campus, just finding that person that they feel like they can connect to or go to about anything,
Correct.
because I think that's what a lot of them,
Just building that one-on-one
Yeah.
relationship.
I mean, if you look at the ones who either choose to commit suicide or get into heavy drugs later on, I don't feel like, when you look back at it, they really felt like they had somebody they could turn to or they could talk to. And if they don't have anybody at home, then it needs to be somebody here.
Yeah,
That needs to be part of our responsibility of,
being an educator.
yeah.
No, I love that. So that building in that relationship aspect, I agree. I think that's massively important. And without that, students are left with, you know, like I said, it's basically nobody in some cases. You know, there's incarcerated parents. There's parents that just can't be there physically, and it's very depressing. So do you think there's anything that could be done, or that is a fixed mentality type of situation with these students? Like how can you move this from a fixed mentality of, hey, I'm not going to do this, to a growth mindset of, I want to learn?
That's sometimes a challenge.
That's the question, right? The
Yep.
$1 million question.
It is $1 million question, yes, because sometimes I feel like I can get them there, and sometimes I feel like I'm beating my head against the wall, and, you know, I haven't found whatever trick it takes or whatever connection it takes with some of them to, like you said, to get to that growth mindset.
Yeah.
Even if I look at our kiddos that I have now, and granted, most of them are lower cognitive functioning students, with various different things going on. but it's the same kind of thing. My job with them is I want them either to be employable or they need to be ready for a day program kind of thing. So some of my kids may never hold a job, others of them, their parents think they may never hold a job, but they're smart as can be. Like there are certain things that we just have to find that niche or that thing that they need. And some of them don't like, just like you guys, don't like academics. There's kids that are not high school. They don't want to be in high school.
Yeah.
And I get that.
Yeah.
And it's a tough piece trying to get them, I think once they trust you and once they have that relationship with you, they're a little more inclined to do something,
Of course.
and other times again, you can only try so many things and sometimes.
Well, even if, it's kind of hard, getting back to my last interview with my mentor, Julie, she kind of said, it's like no matter what, every day they're waking up, they're showing up, at least they're trying,
Yeah.
like that's the good place to start, and then the relationship aspect as
Right.
well is vital. So I just want to say thank you again, because you changed my life and contributed to my success, even though your true impact was unnoticed for years. Is it common, I think we've kind of already addressed this, that students reach out and express their honest gratitude towards you, or is it kind of rare?
It's random. It's
random.
few and far between, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Sometimes you watch as a teacher and you watch all the different things, like vote your teacher for a silver apple, vote your teacher for this. It's like, maybe I haven't done enough. Like you wonder,
Yes.
you wonder. But again, with the kind of kids a lot of times that we're working with, that's not something that's on their mind. Like they don't pay attention to that. They're not thinking about those things, you know what I mean? And
Of course.
so it's kind of nice. It warms my heart when, I get an invitation. Hey,
course.
I'm going to graduate with this, or
It's amazing.
I can see them and their kids or whatever,
Yeah.
things like that. And I'm like, hey, they came out good, that's important. So
No, definitely, I agree completely.
yeah.
Well, here's my bag, and I'm going to show you this real quick. It's primary source. It's primary source of my own that I brought. And this is what you've helped me achieve. This is my family.
Aw, look.
So that's my wife and my two daughters that I live with currently right now. So one's a Naya and the other's a female.
Oh, pretty names. It's awesome.
Little girls. So
Aw.
just want to share that with you, because I think, like I said, without you, there is no them. So
Well,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
it. And then thank you for your time
Yes.
and being with me today. It means
Of course.
more than words can express.
I'm excited that you're doing all this, enjoying it, and
Oh, yeah.
teaching. And
Love history. Love it.
Sweet.
Yes, ma'am. And then, like I said, as long as I can just keep trying to view history holistically as much as I can.
Right.
I think I'm moving towards the right model, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do is to improve that. But again, thank you for being here today, and thank you more personally from the bottom of my heart for what you've done to make my life what it is today. Because without you, I wouldn't
You're
be.
welcome.